Alright, welcome to the channel, and today we'll be talking about the lovely Apos Audio Gremlin. And this was sent over by my buddy Josh. It's a pre-production run unit. Apos hasn't asked me to say or do anything other than my opinion regarding this. So this is a demo unit that was sent to my buddy, who then sent it to me, that Apos said was okay to do. So that's kind of a weird, convoluted, roundabout way that I got this little tube amp before it was out into the public kind of deal. Wow, that thing just went crazy. So the Apos Audio Gremlin, and then this also, they also sent out the Select 12AU7, and then the Core 12AU7. And so I think for the standard $120 range Gremlin price, you'll get these, the Core 12AU7s. Currently I have the select versions in the Gremlin. It's pretty easy to swap them out. You just take that little top off, and then you just kind of pop off the little tubes there. So, fun fact about these Ray tubes are, one, they're really impressive for brand new production tubes. But a fun little thing, so they're hand selected and tested by an audio engineer, exclusively designed for audiophile applications. 10,000 hour lifespan with proper care. So AK, don't smash them around, don't rip them out of the sockets, don't put ice on them, all that usual normal use case of the tubes. Don't go outside those norms. Has a 1-year limited warranty and is incompatible with Nickelback. Hey, I didn't say it. It says it right there. It says incompatible with Nickelback right there. It's a pretty fun little Easter egg on that. These are designed by Ray Tubes in California and assembled in China. So, wow, why is this totally losing bass tracking? Maybe, I don't know. Gimbal thing being weird. But this is using the Osmo 3 for like this fun little vlog again. Vlog style video. So the main use case that I had with the Apos Audio, let's see, flop this around. Boop. The Apos Audio Gremlin was with my TT2, Cord TT2. So take that into account. I'm using a ridiculously overpriced DAC with this little tube amp, but I think it's great. I think it works fantastic with it. I was using it with the HFA Dahlia, which I was really enjoying with it. I have the Atrium Opens here now, but you can't really see it with my messy room, but over there I have all my other ZMFs, plus some up there, and all that fun stuff. But oh, I'm going to make people sick with that one. My bad, sorry. But right now I'm listening with the Atrium Opens, and I love these. These things are amazing. So take that into account for just like general use case. There's face tracking back. Big factor for these is the aesthetic is going to be very hit or miss in build quality, because of the fact that I'm actually just going to unplug this right now. It's a little bit warm, but the build and aesthetic of this lovely little device. It's an acrylic top, acrylic bottom with nice little rubber feet, but it's really cool because you can see how they did the kind of the circuit board. It's a fully balanced, so you got the balance here. Inputs, I think it's a 4.4 as well. There's a little 4.4 balance right there. Let's see here. You have a little hopper here to turn off the LEDs if you want. And then on the front you have a fully balanced XLR and a 4.4. Oh, that was hot on my fingers. And then you have obviously the little tube selects up here. That's pretty much it. Like, there's not much to this. Like, on the bottom you have the screws, so you can undo these tops, so you can take the top off on the bottom. If you're good with metalwork or woodwork, I'm sure you could probably come up with some pretty cool casework of your own, which would be kind of cool. Or if you're 3D printed something along those lines, maybe made a cool 3D printer design. But just know this does get hot. Like, this is very warm. the acrylic right now is very warm. I've been running it for a couple hours now this morning, playing video games, listening to music, and all that fun stuff. So it does get warm, so take that into account if you were to do your own custom thing and or where you're placing it, that kind of deal. It is a tube amp, it does get warm. The volume pot is very nice, actually. I really enjoy it. It's really smooth, easy to use, has a nice little toggle for the on-off. Kind of weird doing it from this backside, and the plexiglass is flexing. But, so, the factor of aesthetics and build's not going to be, it's not bad. Like, this is really solid for what it is, but it's bare bones basic. So you're paying a lot less for not having casework, basically. And I personally like this. I like this design. I think it's really cool. I like that you can see everything, like the whole naked amp kind of design and aesthetic. That being said, this is definitively not for everybody. So build and aesthetic is going to be hit or miss pretty heavily for who you are or what you're looking for. And, you know, there's not much to be done about that unless you are willing to build your own case. But for the price, like, this is ridiculous for how good the sound is. And the components that are here, I'm not sure exactly like how high level they are or what have you, but the tubes themselves, these are the select ones, are excellent, but they're very pricey. The core is probably the best value budget or value proposition for getting into this, and it comes with them, so easy peasy. Let's see, sound-wise, like, honestly, I've been using this almost exclusively since getting it, and it's been fantastic. Like, it's really good. Like, as far as like every day, like, it's really good tube amp. It's very almost, there's zero noise, actually. I've had zero noise issues with it. I've had no major concerns or qualms regarding the noise. It has a very balanced tube sound. It's not overly done. It's not overly like gooey or anything like that. It's more of that, I'd say, neutral warm tube sound, and it has a really nice signature to it, and I'm just really impressed by what they did with this for the price. The sound alone makes this worth it. Like, if you are looking for something that to get into tubes and you don't want to spend a ton of money, this is the one to beat. Like, this thing is ridiculously good sounding, and yeah, the aesthetic and everything is open, all that fun stuff, and it's tiny and whatever, but like, this is the one to beat. This thing sounds phenomenal for the price. Like, this is ridiculously good value proposition and sound proposition. This is performing way above the price point that it's at, way above. So, you know, there's that. I'm very impressed, if it's not apparent. Let's see, going into who I think this would be for. I think anyone looking to get into tubes, this is an easy entry point. It's cheap enough that you can, and it performs way above everything else in that price point, all the way up into, like, God, even into like the $1,000 price point. Ugh, my words are just fumbling today. But yeah, all the way up to like that $1,000 plus price point. I mean, this thing is performing. Like, it's really good. And maybe, you know, it's the aesthetic and build aren't your thing. I mean, so I fully get it. But who it's for, I think anyone looking to get into tubes or try them out, easy recommendation. Present for, you know, your budding audiophile. It's fully balanced. You can use it with a lot of like pro audio stuff, which is really cool if you wanted to get into that. And if you want to do some DIY like case work and that kind of thing, just be aware of the heat. I mean, you know, you have to think about that for the case. You don't want to enclose it and overheat it and what have you. Let's see, but like the DIY audio guy or girl, the, you know, going off to college kid, Christmas present, budding audiophile, budding musician, budding just person that loves music and wants to try tubes. Like, honestly, this thing's for everybody. Like, it's hard not to recommend this, and it's such a value proposition that almost everybody should be able to afford this to some level and have some really good audio. The one drawback is that it is fully balanced, so you're gonna need a balanced DAC to go to it. You can kind of get around that to some level, but that's a really iffy proposition depending on the cables you use. Like, you can get RCA to balance kind of thing, but when you do that, you run the risk of basically blowing up your gear. So take that into account. I would recommend finding like a cheap balanced, or even like the Cord TT2 isn't technically a proper balanced DAC, but it does have the balance out, so you can use it that way. So just make sure you have something that has those balance out to the Gremlin, and you'll be fine. But that is the one factor you have to think about with this, is that it is a fully balanced DAC. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, that's my hot take. It's hot, so I'm saying hot. It's still cooling off. My thoughts and opinion of the Gremlin are that it's just, get it. Like, it's just good. Like, this thing is something you can just get and not feel, it's just that good. Like, it's a solid recommendation, and just get it. If you're interested in tubes, get this. Like, that's simple as that. You've never had tube amp before and you want a tube amp, you have a balanced DAC you can use, or if you are willing to pay for like a little bit, pay for a new DAC with balance outs, and you want tubes, this thing, it's, I mean, honestly, it's worth that. Like, worth getting. It's totally worth getting, and I highly recommend it, and I'm gushing about it because it's really good. I really like this. This thing is amazing. So with that, I'll stop gushing and get this all plugged back up so I can go back to playing Cyberpunk or whatever video game I was playing, and eventually editing this little video, and let you guys get your mornings, afternoons, and evenings back. So cheers, everybody. Thanks for joining another quick little vloggy opinions and thoughts on the Apos Audio Gremlin, which is stupid good. And then those select 12AU7 and the core 12AU7 tubes, really good, especially if you're looking for new and you don't want to go diving down the new old stock tube world rabbit hole. Definitely look into the Ray Tubes core and selects, depending on your budget. You can go up or down. And then the selects are just a little bit better. They have a little bit more tube magic. I've extended way past the ending of this, but yeah, I would say 12AU7 selects are just a little bit better than the cores. The cores are definitely my recommendation though overall. So, all right, cheers everybody. Have a good one.